Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Legal, and in today's video, I'm here to discuss with you what an indictment is and why Donald Trump is making news and rounds all over the world. Donald Trump has been making news for a long time and he has been taken to court or been placed a lot of charges on for a lot of crimes such as misdemeanors, such as felonies. But in today's video, we're going to discuss the final or the successful attempt that they have put against Donald Trump, because they are claiming that there are about 34 counts on him. But in today's video, we're going to dig right in to exactly what an indictment is, why Donald Trump is facing 34 counts, and who is involved exactly in Donald Trump's case. We're also going to discuss what the possible future may be for Donald Trump and how he can get out of trouble. And finally, the Ugandan perspective, since this is Simply Legal and we discuss both national and international. So, without further ado, let's go. So let's dig right into the gist of the matter. Like I've said, Trump was or has been put on 34 counts. Now, when I say he has been put on 34 counts, it means he is facing 34 charges, still in the same charge of falsifying documents. Now, I'm going to dig right into what an indictment is, but I first need to explain to you what the brief facts are. Mr. Donald Trump, who is the former President Donald Trump, went ahead and falsified business documents. Now, this basically means that Trump, even from his grandfather and father and onto Trump, they have built an empire, which is Trump Holdings. But Trump Holdings include so many businesses, including their hotels. Now, Donald Trump is facing 34 counts of falsifying business records and documents. Like we all know all over the world, we are all entitled to filing our returns and filing business records for the purposes of taxes. Now, in Uganda, the taxes are quite high on businesses, but in the United States, it is extremely crazy. I know I've not been to the United States, but I do know that the tax is extremely high. Now, how does this apply to Trump? We're not going to dig right into all the 34 records, the 34 counts which are put on Trump, but we're going to go into the major three, which is number one, falsifying documents, because Trump has made so many illegal transactions, starting from his campaign. Still, let's go back to the brief facts. Trump ran for office from 2014 to 2016, and he was successful in his run as president. He ruled from 2016 to 2020. In the year of 2014 and 2015, Trump made many illegal transactions, and he was busy claiming that they were campaign money. Now, he was doing this under his attorney, who is his lawyer. Now, his lawyer was also involved in a lot of fraudulent dealings. As we all know, Trump is a very fraudulent person. Now, his lawyer has also been taken to jail for a couple of months in regards to those false payments that Trump and him were making. Trump obviously used his lawyer to make all those false transactions and fake transactions. Now, when I say fake transactions, I mean Trump was making illegal transactions, claiming for them to be campaign money. Now, they were doing it under the disguise of Trump Holdings and also the Trump Trust. Now, this basically means that by the time the investigations have been running from 2014 up to date, and that's why by the time they're indicting Trump, it means that they have finally found that he was guilty of all of these misdemeanors. I know I've explained misdemeanors and felonies before, but I'll leave the link in the description below. What is the other charge that they're putting Trump on? Is that Trump allegedly had an affair with a woman called Stormy Daniels, actually. So Trump and Stormy Daniels had an affair while Trump was married to Melania Trump, who is his current wife. So it's quite funny because Trump has been in many scandalous issues concerning women. Trump has, even from back in the 80s, even before I was born, Trump has always had different scandals of groping women, of harassing them, sexually assaulting them. So Trump, by the time Trump is in the news, it's not the first time he has been in the news for a multitude of so many potential lawsuits and cases. But let's go right to the facts of the case. So that is why the indictment is now being put on Trump, and he's being put on 34 counts of falsifying documents and also frustrating the United States process on how to get taxes, because Trump has also been charged for evading taxes for a very long time. Much as he's a very wealthy man in the United States, he has been charged for evading taxes. So he made all of these illegal transactions to evade or to frustrate the process that the United States government goes through in getting taxes from businesses. Now, when it came to Stormy Daniels, the woman who he had an affair with, this woman later on came out and told Trump that, you know what, I'm going to expose you. I'm going to expose that we had an affair even when you're a married man. So Trump gave his lawyer money and told him to make a fake business in New York, which is they call it an offshore business, but still it was based in the state of New York. So basically, Trump gave around $131,000 to his lawyer, and his lawyer then paid Stormy Daniels. However, he paid Stormy Daniels in the disguise of it being campaign money for Trump's campaign management. So I wanted to give you a brief fact on why Trump is being indicted, and now I'm going to explain to you what an indictment is, and then we just wrap up the video. So what is an indictment, my dear tribe? An indictment, in accordance with the Black's-Law Dictionary, is a written statement of facts which constitute to the charges which are being put on someone. And by charges, I mean cases which are being put on someone. So we are basically handling criminal procedure here. We're handling criminal procedure in the United States and also in Uganda, because I want you to understand this holistically. So an indictment is when you've committed a crime, you're simply legals, and you've been taken to police or you've been taken to jail. They're going to write on a statement, okay, Kazimba Joel has been, he has murdered someone, he has defiled a woman, and he has also committed manslaughter. So an indictment is basically a piece of paper or a charge sheet under which all your crimes are being put down before they take you to court. So if you've committed like 12 crimes in a day, then they're going to put all of them down on a charge sheet. The police have what's called a charge sheet, and the charge sheet is still used in the courts of law. So that's what an indictment is. It's basically a brief facts of what you have done, and they put down all the cases, all the crimes that you've committed in one go. Now, I've explained to you what an indictment is. There are several laws which talk about what indictment is. However, I'll narrow it down to the United States laws, and I'll also narrow it down to the Ugandan laws. Now, with the Ugandan laws, we have the Trial and Indictment Act, Cap 23. Now, the Trial and Indictment Act gives procedures under which a person is taken to court, or the procedure under which criminals are processed or taken through the entire process of the justice system. So during my research, I was able to look at the laws which appeal to indictments in the United States. And in particular, when it comes to Trump, we look at Rule 7 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure. So this basically means that the people who are prosecuting Trump, or the prosecutors of Trump, are moving Trump's indictment, meaning they are prosecuting Trump under Rule 7 of the Federal Procedure on Criminal Rules. So this basically means that the prosecutors, or the state of the United States, the state of New York, where Trump resides, has every right to prosecute Trump on those 34 counts. Now, let's go to the Ugandan perspective. We have the Trial and Indictment Act, in particular, Section 23 and 24 are what are going to apply concerning indictments, because I want you to understand what indictment is and how to avoid being indicted. So when you look at Section 23 and 24, I'm going to join them, but I'll explain them a bit differently. Section 23 of the Trial and Indictment Act of Uganda basically states that when you are indicting someone, like I already explained, an indictment is a sheet of charges that have been put on you. You're a criminal, you are driving recklessly while drunk, and you've just knocked someone and their child. On the charge sheet, when they're indicting you under the criminal procedure, you're going to be indicted under the traffic rules and safety regulations, and also for manslaughter. So on your charge sheet, under your indictment, you're going to be indicted for reckless driving under the influence of alcohol, and you're also going to be indicted for manslaughter and murder. So in regards to Section 23, what it contains, what every indictment should have, it has the different contents. First of all, it should have the particulars of the case. It should have the brief facts of what has happened, what this criminal has done to deserve this indictment. So these are basically particulars and brief facts of what this person is being charged for under the indictment. Number two, it should have particulars of the exact case. So meaning like the example I gave you of when a reckless driver has been drinking from the bar and he comes and knocks a young lady and her child. So basically, when they have stated that, you know what, Kazimba, you are being charged for reckless driving under the influence of alcohol, and you're also being charged for manslaughter and murder. So after they have read to him all of his charges, then they're also going to read to him what constitutes to this person going to court for these particular cases. So they're supposed to explain the brief facts of the case, why you are being indicted, under which law you're being indicted, and for what crimes are you being indicted for. So under section 23, it explains that you do not just indict someone, you're supposed to indict someone for different counts or for different charges. Now in specific, Trump is supposed to be indicted for 34 counts of falsifying documents, of intent to defraud the US government, and also evasion of taxes, because Trump has been evading taxes for a very long time. Now, in relation to section 24, still of the Trial and Indictment Act of Uganda, it states that an indictment can be filled with so many charges. So this basically means that an indictment can contain a felony and a misdemeanor. It can contain a big case and a small case. What does this mean? When you look at the example I've given you even before we go to Trump, we have this person who has been drunk driving. So drunk driving is a misdemeanor. However, manslaughter and murder are capital offenses. So they can put misdemeanors, which are small cases, and also capital offenses or felonies, which are very huge cases. So your indictment can even include murder, manslaughter, driving under the influence of alcohol, intent to defraud, so many things that could have happened in a space of one day. You can be put all those can be put under your indictment sheet. So I wanted to give you the Ugandan and also United States perspective on why Trump has been indicted, what indictment is, and in specific, what can Trump do, what defenses can Trump have in order for him to be acquitted. First of all, before you even click off this video, it's important for you to know that Trump was released on police bond. And what is police bond? Many people confuse police bond with bail. Bail is when you've actually been taken to jail and you have been put on remand. Being put on remand is that when a case has been put against you and your case is going to be heard next year in December, you're going to be put on remand time. Remand is when you're going to be put maybe in a correctional center or even in Luzira prison here in Uganda, pending your next hearing of your case. So this basically means that you can get bail on that time of remand. However, when it comes to police bond, when you've just been arrested like the way Trump was arrested, your people can be able to get you out of jail on police bond, meaning that they can apply for police bond, they can be able to pay some money. I don't know what the jurisdiction in the United States is, but you can be able to pay some money and your person gets out of jail. So what can Trump do? Let's just wait to see what the next chapter of his indictment is going to have for us. Well, I know his lawyers are really fighting for Trump to be acquitted of all of these counts, but let's wait and see what's going to happen. How does a normal person in Uganda avoid indictments, or in the United States? Well, just avoid committing any crimes and you'll never go to jail or you'll never be indicted. So I want to give you the perspective on what indictment is and everything concerning Trump news, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. Let's wait and see. Will the indictments be dropped, or are his cases going to be dropped in the near future? Until next time, I remain yours truly, Terry Kahuma, and I'll see you next time. Bye.